Good morning and welcome to the Morning News on AUTV. Today is Thursday, 26th February 2026. I am Samira Franklin. Coming out with the headlines. The National Service Authority has released postings of 6,867 nurses and midwives. Muhammad swears in new fire and immigration chiefs. Amphibious cocoa farmers welcome agriculture and agribusiness nationwide tour. Illegal mining in forest reserves increased to 8,923.8 hectares in 2024 survey. News in details. The postings announced on February 25, 2026 covered qualified nurses and midwives who successfully passed the March-April 2025 licensure examination conducted by the Nurses and Midwifery Council. According to the authority, all eligible personnel must check their placement on the National Service Authority portal and complete the mandatory regional validation before commencing service. The regional validation exercise will be on Thursday, February 2026, and end on Friday, March 13th, 2026. The service period is expected to announce on Monday, March 2nd, 2026. The regional validation. The NSA urged all posted personnel to complete their validation within the stipulated period to avoid delays or complications in their enrollment. National service remains a legal requirement under the National Service Authority Act 2024, Article 119. Which mandates all Ghanaian graduates from accredited tertiary institutions, including nursing training colleges, to serve the nation for 1 year. The deployment of the newly trained nurses and midwives is expected to strengthen healthcare delivery nationwide, particularly in underserved communities where staffing gaps remain a persistent challenge. President John Mahama has sworn in Daniel Amawusi into Sapon as the Substantive Chief Fire Officer of the Ghana National Service. At the same ceremony, Samuel Basinteli Amadu was also sworn in as a Comptroller General of the Ghana Immigration Service. The appointment formally ushers the two security heads into fire to lead their respective institutions. President John Mahama has officially broken ground for the construction of a new $250 million float glass manufacturing facility in Shama, Western Union. The plant will be one of Africa's largest. President Mahama says Ghana's industrial sector is yielding results, strengthening domestic revenue, mobilization, and reducing dependence on imports.
This factory is going to be producing 200,000 square meters every day, not every year. Currently, this factory in Shama exports to over 20 countries, including, can you guess, United States. Shama tiles go to the United States market. Shama, you are exporting to Italy. You are exporting to France. You are exporting to Mexico. You are exporting to Peru. And you are exporting to Brazil. For Cote d'Ivoire, ni Burkina Faso, ni wamu de yanka. This demonstrates something important, that made in Ghana products can compete globally when quality meets scale. Since 2016, KEDA has been a reliable industrial partner. In 2025 alone, the company contributed, can you guess, 740 million Ghana cedis in taxes alone. Tax awutriama GRA, Revenue Authority. 2025, we have 740 million cedis. Now, so why a float glass factory in the from August next year, at full production, what tax are obetia free shamaha to Ghana Revenue Authority will exceed 1 billion cedis. Now 1 billion cedis onye sikadada ona we Ghana cedis kofo sikanibi 1 billion. Osande oka 1 billion Ghana old Ghana cedis ana oye bibi kakrebi. A new Ghana cedis 1 billion obro. That is the revenue we use to build schools for our children. That is the tax revenue we use to build hospitals for our people. And it's the revenue we use to build roads so that we can connect our people to markets. And talking about hospitals, Shama for Wonka Wakumantu on yem, more hospital no, Yababa BC.
Illegal mining in forest reserves increased by 5,252.9 hectares in 2021 to 8,923.8 hectares as of December 31st, 2024. A survey conducted by the Forestry Commission has revealed. It said the Ashanti region was the most impacted, covering 4,948.9 hectares, followed by the Western North region with 2,195.7 hectares. Operations Manager at Plantation Department of the Forest Services Division, Dr. Ben Togbo, presenting the report on Tuesday, said the most impacted areas were the Savannah region, covering 29.5 hectares, and the Central region with 44.7 hectares. The most impacted forests are the Oda River Forest Reserve and the Ampram, both in the Ashanti region, and Upper Wassa Forest Reserve in the Western North region. The surveyor explored 3 methodologies: grounded survey, drone mapping, and expert judgment to arrive at the findings. Dr. Togbo said the surveyor also used a satellite remote sensing-based verification methodology to analyze the mining sites to ensure quick results and wider coverage of affected areas. It explored historical imagery in Google Earth Pro applications, which was a cost-effective approach, he said. Dr. Togbo said the Commission had plans to develop an artificial intelligence-enabled system to do automatic detection and quantification of the affected areas of illegal mining in forest reserves. That, he explained, would help inform advocacy and policy, stressing that the adoption of technology would provide frequent updates on the sector. He announced that the Commission would publish an ongoing survey on forest reserves affected by illegal mining for 2025 in June 2026. President Mahama has directed the finance minister to start settling arrears owing to cocoa farmers. We are confident the market prices of cocoa will start rising soon. Director of the Presidential Initiative on Agriculture, Dr. Peter Otoko-Boama, addresses some cocoa farmers in the central region as part of the Presidential Initiative in Agriculture and Agribusiness nationwide.
President, Amma Finance Minister Directive say, a canna war nuntia. It's no a cano ya started here. Moi motom cocoa ma LBC for na normal fast cannon bremono. Now to Bakuya, ya 1 billion Ghana city. 1 billion Ghana city. It's a Krenibia, Usikawa, LBC, Esomudu Sikabrel, no Esomudu Sikabrel. Ye a horn munufri honoma, now or more Makana, Mowoko or Mapasono. Na ya tono sa price ye kusi say minus season ni betwem na yakọ main season no main season ni ye wogidi esi ebedu ho no na price ni epeja se mu epeja 70% ne de o anti mo de oso ne de eno na e lower cry be ma na ye fancy ho a ye wa pa president Mahama se men kan kire mo se ye de kwhye mra mu ye nim se ye nhwe ni pa ni mu nhye mra ene ye mbodi nso nhye mra e ye busu Nenso mna we die yenim say da chi bi obi betimi aba anhwa anu aben ne omo ye na atwa mu ni bi etini ye de hye mra mu say wo aban bi ababa bia no koko buo no untimi ntwa below 70% of the international price ma mo nse ma president eti samra no e parliament ena koko board the we are yasese koko board organization no so no aban hwese ye besesam said ye be a yesamu a ebema sika na yese no e woni ema hu nyia ho no ye betimi ayi afum meba no mifru kotia ho no mo mifri kota ne so na me hu say ye the sandboard asi o cocoa road someone was a sandboard no cocoa road da ye de asi ho no obi agi sika na de awie o eso mo hu mo kwan someone hu kwan no oso obi agi sika na de awie eti no president Mahama say free na ko cocoa rose in your money na ye move wako big push no abaya twesika be 30 billion dollars ha ye de yes a big push no ena awie ye besi ama ye nantesie ne ye tiawa ye papa president Mahama se ye man ntomo se wodwe mu ho wonim yawa amukom na wonim se Samira yi obi ani ataitai but wo yire ne ho so se obema ne ma boa yefo said ye be sika kakra na wo benya no so value bebam enti na na ukodwama so a emu ane ye ton 725 kilo 700 Ghana sisi a bedu 350 Ghana eti no eti wo mu se sika na ye de ma no swade nanso wo de toto ye nuano mo de no ho a na ukoto mo a yenim se akuafo ye sika ye de to aduane ema ye yene no yemba ye wi ani asan de bia sidan ana ameboa ni asan de bia akọ yafuo mu ana ameboa ene ma miensa.
On the same national tour, Dr. Peter said, the cocoa farmers in Aunews Asset said we are looking forward to the government arresting and pushing officials of the former administration that created this mess in the cocoa sector. As the Presidential Initiative in the Agriculture and Agribusiness, and back on the nationwide tour.
Honorable ne MC Yadamasi, Enesa Akwenyawi. Ya papa toko no. Okasa odi abrɛ ndie ebe papa na sabe nkrofo dwumadi a omadi agu cocoa board ena ama sansunsan so kɛse ato akuafo nti yɛn mu bia yɛyɛ kua no yɛde yɛhwɛ anim ne sɛ ɔmo bia ɔmo di sa adwirim ɛde gu cocoa board no abanya ne waano ɔnkyerɛ ɔmo ma akuafo yɛn so yɛbrɛ ne yɛbrɛ no yɛn so yɛhu so mfasoɔ untumi enni dwirim ento hɔ ma yɛn akuafo a sɛbe kuayɛ yɛkɔ school ni nyinaa wodi bɔne a ade a wɔde atwe wɔn aso yɛ adɔ kuayɛ yɛ den kuayɛ ɛyɛ den na sɛ nkurɔfoɔ adi dwirim agu hɔnom ama ɛsunsunsuasoɔ ɛɛbɛ kuafoɔ so deɛ a yɛsrɛ yɛ papa tɔkɔ no wɔne yɛ papa ɔmampanin mahama nkasa na ɔmo di saa dwirim na ɔmo nyinaa wɔ Ghana hanom.
Government has announced plans to roll out the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Policy to increase national reserves to 15 months of imports covered by the year 2028. The policy, which is scheduled to be upheld on the operations of the Ghana Gold Board, is geared towards achieving an 8.6 month imports covered by the end of 2026. Finance Minister Ato Forson said.
The current gross international reserves level is above the traditional reserve benchmark of 3 months of import cover. This is, however, not sufficient to provide adequate self-insurance against disruptive economic shocks and its impact on the exchange rate, like the historical depreciation of the currency in the year 2022 and 2023. To strengthen Ghana's resilience to economic shocks, Cabinet has approved the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Policy. The policy represents Ghana's strategic plan to strengthen external resilience by increasing the nation's international reserve equivalent of 15 months of import cover by end 2028. So, Speaker, this policy is anchored on the objectives of the Ghana Gold Board Act, Act 1140, which mandates the Ghana Gold Board to generate foreign exchange for the country and support gold reserves accumulation by the Bank of Ghana. Given these uncertainties, the conventional threshold of 3 months of import cover is no longer adequate for any country. Government therefore seeks to accumulate a strategic buffer beyond the conventional reserve adequacy levels and build an economic war chest to safeguard macroeconomic stability, break the cycle of economic downturns, sustain confidence in the currency, and improve investor confidence. Also to reduce exposure to external shocks and support long-term economic transformation of our dear country. To achieve this, the following intermediate targets are set. First is to achieve a minimum of 8.6 months of import cover by end of this year, 2026. Second, to exceed 11.8 months by end of 2027. And third, to reach 15 months of import cover by end of 2028. Mr. Speaker, these milestones will be reviewed annually based on...
Following the terror attack on 8 Ghanaian national in a terror attack in Burkina Faso, Ghana is seeking to bolster its security by signing a defense cooperation agreement with Ukraine. Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Abuaka discussed the partnership, which aims to build the capacity of Ghana's security and intelligence agencies during a working visit to Kennedy. Here comes the end of the morning news on early TV. Before I end, headline recap. The National Service Authority has released postings for 6,867 nurses and midwives. Muhammad swears in new fire and immigration chiefs. Amphibious cocoa farmers welcome agriculture and agribusiness nationwide tour. Illegal mining in forest reserves increased to 8,923.8 hectares in 2024 surveys. I am Samira Franklin. Up next,